a sexy face. Chapter 1. The Face Everyone Noticed. Samantha Sam Lee was 25 years old and worked as a receptionist at a luxury spa in Manhattan. Every day, people walked in and out of the spa, and every day, someone said the same thing. "You have such a sexy face." Her full lips, sharp cheekbones, long lashes, and mysterious green eyes turned heads. Makeup artists offered to work with her for free. Strangers on the subway tried to get her number. Even when she wore sweatpants and no makeup, people noticed her. But Sam was tired of it. She wanted people to see her, not just her looks. Every compliment about her face felt like a reminder that people saw the outside, not the inside. They didn't know about her love of poetry, her late-night jazz playlists, or the way she cried during sad movies. Behind that sexy face was a lonely woman. Chapter 2. A Voice Behind the Desk. One rainy Monday morning, a man walked into the spa. He was tall, a little messy, wearing glasses and holding a broken umbrella. His name was Julian, a new massage therapist. Unlike others, he barely looked at her when he said hello. "Hi, I'm Julian. First day." "Welcome," Sam replied with a polite smile. He glanced at the appointment list and went to the back. Strange, Sam thought. Most men at least looked twice at her. That day, she watched him work. He was kind to the clients, quiet but confident. He never flirted, never tried to charm anyone. When his shift ended, he simply said, "Good night," and left. Sam was curious. Chapter 3. The Broken Mirror. That night, Sam looked in the mirror at home. Her reflection was perfect. Smooth skin, dark red lips, cat-like eyes. "Everyone loves this face," she whispered. "But why doesn't it feel like enough?" She opened her journal and wrote, "I wish someone would fall in love with my thoughts, not my lips." She went to bed with tears in her eyes. Chapter 4. Coffee and Silence. Days passed, and Julian continued working quietly. One morning, Sam brought him coffee. "Thanks," he said. "You didn't have to." She smiled. "I wanted to." For the first time, he looked at her directly. His eyes didn't stop at her lips or eyes. He looked like he was searching deeper. "You look thoughtful today," he said. That surprised her. Not beautiful, not sexy. Thoughtful. No one had ever said that before. "Thanks," she said softly. Chapter 5. After Hours. One Friday evening, the spa was quiet. A client had canceled last minute. Julian came to the front desk. "You look tired," he said. "I am. Long day." He sat down across from her, something he had never done before. "Do you ever get tired of people looking at you a certain way?" he asked. She blinked. "You mean the way they talk about my face?" He nodded. "Yeah, I've heard them. The clients, the staff. Everyone always talks about how sexy you are." She leaned back. "It's exhausting." Julian smiled. "I figured. That's why I try not to say what everyone else says." She looked at him differently now. He was not like the others. Chapter 6. Dinner and Words. The next week, Julian invited her for dinner at a small book cafe. No one took selfies there. The walls were covered in poetry. It smelled like old books and fresh coffee. They talked for hours about music, life, family, and fear. She told him about her mom, who had passed away when she was 19. He shared that he had once studied literature before becoming a therapist. "You write?" she asked. "Sometimes." "I write too," she said, "but I've never shown anyone." He smiled gently. Maybe one day you will. Chapter 7. The Real Sam. Their connection grew. They had coffee breaks together, shared playlists, even walked to the train sometimes. But Julian never crossed the line. He never said she was sexy, never leaned in too close, never stared too long. And because of that, Sam began to let her guard down. She wore less makeup. She started smiling more, not because someone was looking, but because she felt like smiling. She shared her poetry with Julian. He listened carefully and offered real thoughts, not empty praise. One poem was about her face, a sexy face that hides a quiet girl, painted lips that long to speak, cheeks of fire, hiding the cold, a beauty so loud that no one hears her cry. Julian looked at her with warmth. That's the real you, Sam. Chapter 8. The Unwanted Flirt. One day, a rich client named Mr. Donovan came into the spa. He had been there before and always flirted with Sam. This time, he crossed the line. He touched her hand too long and made a comment about how a face like that should never be behind a desk. Julian saw it from down the hall. After the client left, Julian asked, "Are you okay?" Sam shrugged. "It happens." Julian looked upset. "That's not okay. You're not a decoration." His words touched her deeply. Chapter 9. I Kiss Under the Moon. One night, they sat together on a rooftop after dinner. The city lights twinkled below them. Sam turned to him and said, "Do you think I'm sexy?" Julian paused. "Yes, but that's not what makes me like you." "Then what does?" He looked at her for a long moment. "You're brave. You're smart. You see the world deeply. That's the kind of beauty I can't stop thinking about." She leaned in, and for the first time, she kissed someone who didn't just want her face. He wanted her. Chapter 10. The Magazine Offer. Weeks later, Sam was contacted by a modeling scout who had seen her Instagram photos. They wanted her to model for a skincare brand. It was a dream offer: money, fame, attention. But Sam said no. Julian was surprised. "Why?" "Because I want to be seen for more than my face." Instead, she started a blog where she posted her poetry and essays about self-worth, body image, and quiet strength. It grew quickly. Thousands followed her. Young girls wrote messages saying, "Thank you for showing us that beauty isn't everything." Chapter 11. More Than a Face. Sam still worked at the spa part-time, but her life had changed. She wasn't hiding behind her sexy face anymore. She was using her voice. Her blog turned into a book. She spoke at women's events. She and Julian moved in together, building a life filled with words, music, and quiet love. One night, she stood in front of her mirror again. She saw the same face: full lips, soft skin, green eyes. But now, she also saw strength, truth, confidence. She whispered, "I'm not just a sexy face. I'm a woman with something to say." And the world was finally listening.